My name is Emma Carter, and I am proud to be NC State's 99th Student Body President. On behalf of the 36,000 undergraduate and graduate students, welcome to the 2019 Chancellor's Fall Address. Today's address and this week's events bring our Wolfpack back to NC State to celebrate our community and our university. Whether it was students attending Wear Red, Get Fed, or listening to Lee Kathleen Bonner speak, we witnessed why we all are proud to call ourselves the Wolfpack this week and always. During Red and White Week, our Wolfpack family of past, present, and future gather on our campus to remind us that the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. It is here that we challenge our students, faculty, staff, and alumni to think and do the extraordinary. We are constantly moving forward in innovative ways and working together to create a better community, a better state, and a better world. We are a university with people from across our state, country, and world, people with different backgrounds and beliefs. We come together to learn about one another, to support, and encourage our peers. And as you'll hear from the Chancellor today, we are a community full of daring, determined, and incredible individuals. Because of these outstanding other students, faculty, staff, along with our incredible alumni and friends who provide such wonderful support, NC State is positioned for a prosperous future. Thank you all for being here today, for coming home to the Wolfpack, and supporting our extraordinary university. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce NC State's 14th Chancellor, Dr. Randy Woodson. Thank you.
Thanks, Emma. You know, she's a student body president, but I'd like to think she got her start as chancellor's aide. Kind of a big deal. Boy, you know, this is a little nerve-wracking. I speak a lot, but I usually don't have cheerleaders beside me and the band behind me. So I do look forward to this address every fall, and part of the reason is to see so many alumni coming back and to see all of you thinking about NC State and working for NC State. You know, we could spend all day talking about NC State's successes from the past year, all the amazing accomplishments from this community. And together, you make this an extraordinary university. As I said, you know, I could list all day long everything we've done, but the ice cream might melt if I did. So let's just try to get through this. A decade ago, our community worked hard to create an aggressive strategic plan, one that would build on our promise and help us achieve our potential. That work has paid off. Our retention and graduation rates are at all-time highs, and that's important. You know, Jim Owens, who's here, was the chair of our board, and Jim said, "Randy, I want the university to be like it always was." And I said, "Jim, what's that?" And he said, "Well, we let everybody in, but we flunk half of them out." Actually, more like 2/3. Well, the reality is higher education is more expensive, and people have dreams to achieve, and we measure ourselves on the success of our students. And our reputation has never been better. Demand for an NC State education has never been higher. And our impact on the world has never been greater. We've begun this academic year stronger than ever before. We had a record number of applicants for the fall semester, 30,537 to be exact. And by the way, I checked the numbers this morning. November 1st was a deadline for early decision, and we were up about 10% over the same time last year. And we started this year with our largest, most qualified, and most diverse class in the history of NC State. And we reached a new milestone. And for those of you here that remember this university, you'll be surprised by it. Well, first of all, the milestone is we're above 36,000 students. And we continue to educate more North Carolinians than any other university in the state. Nearly a third of our students are from rural communities, and I know Larry Wooten and the Farm Bureau loves to hear that. And many are first-generation college students. And here's another exciting statistic, and the one I was talking about earlier. For the first time in NC State's history, our freshman class was predominantly women. Now let me let that sink in. slim margin. But we know that there's so much more that we can do to support women as they pursue education in traditionally male-dominated fields like engineering. So this is a milestone, but it's not the end goal. The incoming class joined an already amazing student body, many of which are all around here, which is always frightening to a chancellor to have students all around him, particularly above him. But let me share a few recent achievements. 4 of our students won the prestigious Goldwater Scholarship. This is the maximum number allowed for any university in the country, and that's a scholarship devoted to students studying in STEM disciplines. 2 of our recent graduates won the highly competitive Knight Hennessy Scholarship. This is a full-ride scholarship for their doctoral or their medical degree at Stanford University, and 2 out of 69 around the world came from NC State. And 14 NC State students received graduate research fellowships from the National Science Foundation so they can go on and pursue their advanced degree. And the list goes on and on. NC State students are winning the most highly competitive and highly regarded national honors, including Fulbright grants, Udall scholarships, Gilman scholarships, the Lemelson MIT Student Prize, and many more. Our high-performing students are taught and supported by world-class and world-leading faculty, scholars, and researchers. For example, and you knew I would have a few, 3 NC State researchers received the prestigious Early Career Award for Scientists and Engineers. This is the U.S. government's highest award for a beginning scientist. 9 faculty received Early Career Awards from the National Science Foundation. Again, the agency's top award for early career scientists and engineers. And this means Provost Arden and the deans are hiring amazing faculty to join our terrific faculty at NC State. 8 researchers received grants from the U.S. Fulbright Scholars Program, making NC State 3rd in the nation in producing Fulbright scholars. And we now have 23 faculty, a very large number for the public sector in the National Academies of Science, Medicine, and Engineering. Many of our world's most brilliant minds come to work at NC State every day. And it's my job, and it's the dean's job, and the department head's job to keep them here. And we know that the extraordinary students and extraordinary faculty lead to extraordinary research. NC State, leave no question about it, is a research powerhouse. And that's critical for the region, critical for the state and the nation. Our students play a big role in this entrepreneurial ecosystem. In fact, they're driving innovation too. Recently, we ranked number 11 nationally for undergraduate entrepreneurship. We want students to come out of NC State ready to create a job in addition to take a job. Of course, the Red and White Week address wouldn't be complete without a nod to our amazing alumni. NC State's graduates sit at the highest levels of leadership in major companies such as SAS, Apple, IBM, on and on and on. And our alumni include award-winning authors, fashion designers, architects, and culinary pioneers that we read about in North Carolina all the time. NC State has supplied this nation with admirals, with generals, and with the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And we have a young alumni that are promoting healthier bee populations, as many of us heard last night in the Evening of Stars, or a young alumnus running Raleigh's first Pay What You Can Cafe just down the street from our campus. You know, as Chancellor, I've had many wonderful experiences meeting NC State graduates across North Carolina and in fact around the world. But the coolest experience I've had was talking to an alumnus was when we chatted with NC State's Christina Cook. It was upstairs in this ballroom. We had about 1,000 students from NC State and from around the state, and she was 240 miles above us, floating in the International Space Station. Christine is a 3-time graduate of NC State who currently serves as the flight engineer on the International Space Station. In August, we hosted a live video down league, as I said, with Christina, who spoke to us and answered questions from all of our students. And she answered questions from many students from the K through 12 system. In fact, we had 1,000 students in the ballroom, as I said, and we had 4,000 on video league all over the state. Can you imagine how inspirational that would be for a young person to see a graduate from Fayetteville, North Carolina, that had a dream to go to space, came to NC State and realized that dream and is floating there now. In fact, when it's done, she will have been the longest serving woman, the longest woman to serve in space when she comes back to Earth. And speaking of inspiration, let's talk just a minute about athletics. And I saw Pat Papalizio over here earlier with the wrestling team. NC State is tied this past year, NC State tied for an ACC high of 4 league titles. 19 of our 23 varsity teams reached our respective postseason competition. And for the second year running, 12 teams finished their season ranked in the top 25. And my favorite fact, our student athletes earned the highest graduation success rate in program history, which at the end of the day is the goal. So last but not least, we welcome another great new leader to NC State. Boo Corrigan came as NC State's athletic director, and I don't want to overstate it, but I think he's about the best athletic director in the country at the time I was able to hire him. But as I told Boo, just like everybody tells me every day, Boo, you're doing a great job so far. Just like people say to me, Randy, you're doing a good job so far. It means you're sort of one mess up away from complete and utter failure. But across the university, from academics to research and athletics and beyond, NC State is thriving. And we're being widely recognized for our success. We were recently named the best public college in North Carolina by Money Magazine. NC State moved up in the latest college rankings in the Wall Street Journal, and we're now in the top 3% of all public and private universities in America. The Wall Street Journal also ranked NC State because of what our students said in their survey, 16th in the nation for being engaged with our undergraduates. Now what this means is students had to answer questions like, do the faculty support your career goals? Is there a strong career service center? Are you moved toward graduation? Do you feel empowered by the university? And we were 16th in the nation from the survey of students. So NC State was again named Best for Vets by the Military Times magazine. We were also named a top 10 military-friendly school. And this is something we're very proud of, and we will always work hard to make sure those soldiers returning to the U.S. have an opportunity to advance their careers at NC State. And I'm also proud that NC State was one of only 92 schools nationwide to receive the 2009 Higher Education Excellence and Diversity Award. This is the 4th time in a row that we've received this honor in recognition of our commitment to diversity and inclusion. And it's encouraging, for sure, but we know that we still have so much work to do to ensure that our campus is a welcoming and supportive place for everyone. So before I close today, it's important for me that I recognize so much of our success is built on the enduring support of our alumni and friends. So 3 years ago, we announced the Think and Do the Extraordinary campaign. We set a bold vision and a bold goal of raising $1.6 billion in private gifts for scholarships, fellowships, research programs, and facilities. And our alumni and friends have really delivered. For example, last year we raised more than $200 million for a 3rd year in a row. In March, our alumni and friends donated more than $13 million in just 24 hours during our first day of giving, and boy, was that a high bar to set. But we're coming back. But the success of this campaign isn't about the dollars raised. All right, so it actually is. But it's really about what those dollars mean to the students who represent North Carolina's future. It's about how will they benefit. So later tonight, we'll host a Red and White Night, a celebration thanking all of those donors, over 88,000 from all 100 counties, and we'll encourage them to continue to support NC State. And there's going to be a big announcement. Now, look, I'm going to spoil it for you right now, but I think we're in an intimate location here, so I'm fairly confident you can keep a secret until tonight. So no texting, no tweeting, no TikTok, which apparently is the newest thing. Has anybody heard of TikTok other than the students? Well, anyway, I haven't. So, I'm enormously proud to tell you that NC State has reached and surpassed our original campaign goal more than 2 years early. As of today, so let me tell you what the number is. So as of today, we have raised $1,617,000,000. You're checking me on this, aren't you, Chuck? $927,266. I can't begin to express what this means to NC State. Today is an incredible occasion. Today we celebrate. We celebrate all the students that are supported, all the faculty that are supported, the facilities we can build. But make no mistake, we're not done yet. We've got 2 years left in this campaign, and we're going to keep, a balloon floating right there on a teleprompter really makes it difficult. You think President Trump has ever had this problem? We're going to keep working hard to raise private support to help NC State achieve its extraordinary potential. Much of that effort will focus on providing need-based scholarships and financial support to deserving students who otherwise would not have the opportunity to earn an NC State degree. With the tireless support of our alumni and friends and all of you here today, NC State will prepare more students from every background, every corner of the state to think and do the extraordinary. Again, this is an exciting day, and we appreciate all of your support. It's a culmination of an exciting week leading up to a big football game tomorrow. And I couldn't be more proud of what we've accomplished together over the last year, but I'm even more encouraged to see what we can achieve in the years ahead. So I'll leave you with this question. What can you do each day, and that's all of us, what can all of us do each day to help NC State fulfill its promise and achieve its extraordinary potential? Our motto points the way. Think about it, and then just do it. I'm honored to be your chancellor, and I can't wait to see where we go next. With that, please join me and stand for the alma mater and go Pack.